Well, hello folks, BTHV1 here, and this is the day before the first day of spring. And I'll just give you a little look at my yard here. So, for those of you who live someplace else other than Canada or Siberia, this is what spring is like in the prairies in Alberta, Canada. But that's not why I'm here. We're going to go into the garage and we're going to show you the project that I'm going to be working on. Projects. It's hard to keep a... Pardon me, I'm shaking. It's hard to keep a clean garage when the snow falls off of your vehicle every time you park it. So here's what we've got. I got all these 3 Roto-Tillers for nothing out of an online buy and sell site, and we have 3 different Roto-Tillers. Right here we have an 8-horse Roto-Tiller made by Briggs & Stratton. It's got the older interesting carburetor on it with the lower bowl. I don't know if you can see that right there. There's the adjusting screw, and there's got a very, very long needle inside there. This one does pull. It's not seized. This one is a 5-horse Briggs & Stratton Roto-Tiller, obviously made of the same manufacturer, even though this one says Mastercraft. And this one says Gilson. The frame looks very, very familiar and similar. Excuse me. But this one is a 5 horsepower. And I think the engine is seized in this one. I hope not, but I can't turn it over. And then this one is what I think is a 3 horsepower. It's a slightly smaller motor, 3.5 maybe. And it is a King Tiller, whatever that is. But very similar controls to each Roto-Tiller. This is the throttle. Up is off and down is on. The gear shift. Up is engaged and down, as you can see on the pulleys. Whoop. That's engaged, and that's disengaged or neutral. Whoa, I got magnets on my camera, sorry about that. This one is very similar. It's got the same throttle. And this one again, except for the fact that it has a broken handlebar on this side. Now I'm hoping that people that got rid of this one got rid of it because the handle broke, and that we can get them all running. I'm pretty confident. This one turns over, and I got it to fire. And this one, this 5-horse, I can't get it to turn over. We'll have to tear the engine apart for that one. And this one turns over, but it doesn't feel like it has much compression. But right now, we're going to try something fun and see if we can get this to fire. So I'm just going to set this camera down over here on my truck. And we're going to see if we can get this thing to fire. We've got some starting fluid here. I don't normally use this starting fluid unless there's no other way to get some misted gas into the carburetor. So we'll give this a try. I'll loosen this off. Put that back in there because there's a hole in the bottom of that where the threads go. And we'll see if we can get this to fire. I have no idea. Ooh, sounded pretty good. So that's good news. It's going to take a lot less work to get this one going than I thought. It hasn't got much compression though, as you can see. It goes pretty easy. And the other one, the big 8-horse, it turns over as well. And it has compression right there. So anyway, that is the start. Now I guess I'll make some kind of a joke about these three. These are the Goldilocks Roto-Tillers, right? The one on the right is too big, the one on the left is too small, and the one in the middle is just right. Just like, you know, the old fairy tales. But actually they're all going to be great for different purposes. The one on the right would be a great rural rototiller. It's 8 horsepower, it'll dig through anything. And of course the one in the middle is just a great all-round usage rototiller. And then on the left, the one on the left would be a great, just a great city rototiller for a garden that's not too big. So anyway, I am going to start with the one on the left. We're going to see if we can get the rewind working a little bit, because the coil doesn't always wind back in. I've pulled it a few times before I started this, and we'll check the rewind and the clutch, and we'll get on that as soon as we can. So we'll be in VTH V1 over and out.